Hey guys, Stones here. It's Sunday, so it's time again to bring you another video showing you everything that I got at yard sales, garage sales on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Sunday, and I did find things every day of those 4 days. So let's get to it. Starting off, I paid $5 for this skateboard. This is the Dew Tour skateboard. It says 2005, but it's only commemorating that it's been around since 2005. I think there's a copyright somewhere on it that says it's more like 2013 or something. I've looked up these boards. Some of them go for quite a bit of money. Some of them, especially if they're new, brand new, some of them not so much. I still haven't found this exact one. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, about 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a skateboard at a yard sale for $10, $5 or $10. And I ended up putting up at an auction because it was so rare. Auction, there was fighting all week for this thing, and it ended up selling for over $550. So always looking out for that skateboard, that it's gonna give me that repeat success. Still haven't found one yet, but I'm hoping. So baseball bats. Normally I don't show the baseball bats I pick up. I actually pick up quite a few of them. Almost always buy them if they're $5 or less, because and I don't show them off because they're normally not for resale. They actually go to the guy who's behind the electronics recycling events that I do, because he also owns a rage room. And a rage room basically is people for fun pay to go in and break things with baseball bats. So he's always running out of baseball bats because they don't last long. So when I find them on the cheap, I grab them up, and he pays me back for them. I did bring these out only for one reason. Every once in a while, I do find a good bat, and this Easton bat, this gold yellow colored one, is worth about $70. So I am going to keep that one, list that for sale. Once again, about 5 or 6 years ago, when I first started doing this, bought the very first baseball bat that I found and bought. Had no experience in them whatsoever. It ended up being an extremely rare bat. Put it up for auction. The first auction ended up ending at over $400. Unfortunately, the person never paid. Put it back into auction a week later, and it only sold for like $225. So again, just like the skateboards, I'm looking for that rare bat that's gonna get me lots of money. So I picked up this Xbox One. Paid $25 for it. This is right around the corner from my house. Last week, I went to a garage sale that was advertising Xbox One, and they ended up selling it to their neighbors before I could get to it. So this is a steal. I have not ever found one at this cheap of a price. Normally, they're $50 or more, but I'm starting to see Xbox Ones a little bit more often as the newer ones become more popular. She also threw in these games for an additional $5, even though the prices on them, I think, add up to about $10 or so. Also paid $5 for this Hard Rock Cafe British Invasion hat. And what threw me off on this, or what got me interested, is the original price on this, if you can see that, is $155, and I paid $5 for it. Now I looked up the comps on these, and it doesn't quite go for that much anymore, even new with tags. But for $5, I don't know, maybe $20, $25 on that. Paid $1 for this Stitch makeup kit, their brushes. Stitch stuff normally does really, really, really well. So I grab up Stitch stuff, and this is worth about $25, $30, I would say. Picked up this is called Carnival Glass, but not Carnival Glass as far as the collectibles, or Carnival mirrors. I wouldn't call this a Carnival mirror because it is not reflective, but these were prizes that used to be were very, very common at carnivals and fairs and stuff. If you winning a prize at one of the games, this is one of the items that was very, very common. They would have rock bands, they would have superheroes, they would have all sorts of things. This lady actually threw this in for free. And I could probably get about $15 for that. What I did buy was this camera for $4. This is a Canon. It's not worth a ton, maybe $40, $50. It's not one of the higher priced ones that are like $100 plus. Moving on, I got this CD case. I think it was actually, if I looked at the label, it looked like it had something to do with like a software company. You're supposed to put your computer discs in there. But for $1, it's genuine leather, has a cool look to it. Maybe I can get about $15, $20 for that. Picked up these junk bots, I think is what they're called. 2 little cases filled with them. This is actually a garage sale that was a family friend who was doing it for their grandson who was trying to save money for a vacation. He only wanted $1 a piece for each container. I ended up giving a $5 bill for, so he had some extra money for vacation. Going back here, this thing, don't ask, I paid 50 cents for that. Don't know what it is, don't know what it does, not sure if I want to know. But the story is, this was actually a garage sale I went to a few weeks ago and bought like 1 or 2 things. Here she was doing the garage sale again and found out that her mother just recently passed away, and now she was busy trying to get rid of some of her stuff. So I felt kind of bad and kind of grabbed some things. She also sold me these VHS for $0.25 a piece, and nothing too crazy. There's a couple of old anime in there that I thought might be worth money, but they really aren't. Ewok Adventures kind of cool. That'll probably go in my collection. But the one that's worth a lot of money is this Hobgoblins one. So right now there's no listings as far as using the barcode to look for it. So in the last one sold for like $40, so maybe I can get $40 or $50 for that. Paid $1 for this computer ink, the big box computer ink. I always grab those up, especially for $1, $2. They don't last long. This one only sells for about $30, $40, but still for $1, it's a good deal. Paid $10 for this Atari Flashback. It's new open box. Got this from the same person who sold me the baseball bats. It's not really worth a ton, maybe $20, $25. I may keep it for myself because I do have a Nintendo Flashback system. So this is one where the games are kind of stored in it. There's no cartridges. And I grew up with an Atari, so I'd love to be able to play some of those games again. This Spider-Man book and this Spider-Man Science Web Creator Lab, same place. He originally wanted $10 a piece. He sold both of them to me for $15 total, $7.50 a piece. The Web Creator Lab is actually kind of rare and sells for about $40, $50. This book, the prices are all over the place. I think it's really cool. I might keep it for myself. There's all sorts of things in there, posters and stickers and all sorts of things. So I thought that was kind of cool. Also picked up this Marvel Comics do-it-yourself loom rubber bands. I don't even know what that is. Maybe you create your own bracelet or something. And then there's a couple characters, Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, their charms. This is a Toys R Us exclusive, which is why I grabbed it up. There's only one listing on there right now on eBay, and it's like $35, $40, no solds. I might throw mine up for $20 or something like that. Paid 50 cents for this Doritos scarf. Ironically, I talked about the skateboard that I found years ago that was worth like $500, $50. Same yard sale, but years later, of course. Picked up this whatever set, poker set. It's also got dice, it's got cribbage. Paid $5 for that, hoping that these chips were bakelite because they looked really unusual, but they are not. I ran a test using baking soda that supposedly reveals that, and it did not. Picked up these Ed Hardy bags from 2 different yard sales, ironically. Ed Hardy does still good, especially the not the t-shirts as much, but if you find the hats, the bags and stuff. Paid $5 for this duffel bag, $2 for this kind of other bag, probably worth about $20, $25 a piece. Paid $1 a piece for these action figures. That was this morning. These I'm not familiar with these. You kind of wind them up in the back or something, and they do something. But I always pick up action figures for $1 or less, and then I lot them all up together. Paid $2 for this cast iron. This is like a cookie mold or a, I don't know, something mold, but it's definitely Christmas themed. I've had things by this guy before, John Wright. It's vintage 1991. The very first thing that I found at the Goodwill outlet was actually a mold for a gingerbread house. And it was the very first thing that I found at the Goodwill outlet, and it was worth over $100. So I picked that up for sure. It's made in the USA, cast iron, vintage 1991. Picked up the silverware with this flatware set. It's not really silver, Onita is a good brand to find if you can find very unique patterns. Now, there's way more here. I just laid out some of the basic ones. Uneven number of amount of utensils, so I can't sell it as a complete set. I think there's like 6 of the solid fork, 8 of the normal fork. There's like 16 of the spoons, 8 of the knives, another 8 of the soup spoons, and then like 3 or 4 of these serving spoons. Look this pattern up, it does well, so maybe I'll break it up in different ways, maybe even sell it by the piece, who knows. And then probably the best finds of the weekend, these are Swarovski crystal turtles from the same place, and man, it's put in a glare. That's kind of cool. Paige, she wanted $5 a piece for them. I asked her if she would take 4 a piece, so 8. She agreed. These are worth, I'm probably going to pair them up, probably get $40 or $50 out of the pair. But then ironically, she only wanted $2 for this globe. This is a Wicked globe from the Wicked musical, based off of what, Snow White or something. There's a Wicked live action movie that's coming out, and I looked this up, and this particular one, it's a music box as well, and it should go for over $100. So $2 into $100, not bad at all. There you go, there you have it, everything that I got over the weekend. Thanks for checking out my video, and see you soon. Take care.